All right, on our second page, we're given 4 different equations, and we're asked to graph them. The way you graph them is you're going to identify the y-intercept, you're going to identify second the slope, plot those on the graph, and then we're going to graph it with a number of points. Instead of making a table like we did last chapter, you're going to find this is very, very quick. So on each one, I want you to put m equals, and then below it, I want you to put y-intercept with the parentheses, because we're going to try to write those down for each one. So my first one here, Justin, what is my slope on 2/3 x plus 2? Look at the number in front of the x. 2/3, so that is my slope. And then what's the number behind the x? A 2, so my intercept is 0, 2. I'll draw some arrows here. That number goes there, and that number is your slope. 0, 2 on the y-axis. Put a dot there. 0, 2. That's the y-intercept. If you want to label it, you can. That's your starting point. Then, my slope says 2/3. Does that mean I go up 2 and over 3 or down 2 over 3? Up 2. So go up 2 with a triangle and over 3 and make another dot. Then, Kyle, we're going to do it again. From that spot right there, our new spot, we're going to go up 2 over 3. Up 2 over 3. And we're going to continue that pattern until I've dotted all the way to the edge of my graph. So I've dotted all the way up here until I'm off my graph. Now, I'd like to get some points back here to make my line as straight as possible. So instead of going up and over this way, how do I continue the pattern down to the left? Down and back, right? So go down, 2, and back 3. Make sure your pattern stays the same. Now would you say I've filled my graph? Once you've filled your graph, take your straight edge, lay it on there. Make sure your line continually goes through the whole graph, and put arrows at each end. How did I get that 2/3? Where did that come from? Right in front of the x. Okay? Let's look at B. Off to the side, m equals and y-intercept. Who can give me my m? 2 over 1. I like how you gave a fraction there. That's good. And my b. What's my y-intercept? 0, -4. All right, let's plot that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a dot. There's your y-intercept. That is the most important starting point on all of our stuff. So Gabe, we're always going to start with this 0, -4, which comes from right there. So start there. You got to have a good foundation. Now, from there, my slope. Where do I go? Up, how far? Up 2 over 1. So put a dot right there. Put a dot right up 2 over 1. Then follow that pattern. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Continue your pattern all the way through the whole graph. Is this faster than making a table? Imagine trying to make a table for 7 points right there. You effectively just did. Now let's go backwards. Down 2 and back 1 until you're off the graph. Then take a straight edge, lay it on your graph, and draw your line. Once again, don't forget your arrows at each end. So when you're doing this on your homework or on a quiz or a test, you got to identify the slope, identify the y-intercept, and then fill your graph with points. Moving down. What's different on this bottom one, Noah? Take a look. Tell me what you notice is different. Okay, it's a negative. So let's put our slope is -2 over 3. Please put the negative in the top. Don't put it out front. Then our b value, 0, 4. Okay, let's start with 0, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your dot. Now here, Taylor, instead of going up 2 and over 3, The negative 2 is going to force us to go which way? Down. So now we're going to go down 2 and over 3. Down 2 and over 3. Down 2 and over 3. And then go backwards and fill your pattern backwards. Take your straight edge. Put your arrows on. So from left to right, is this line going down? Does it go through at 0, 4? And the slope is 2 and 3, so it's down 2 over 3. So from the graph, you should be able to identify to the equation or vice versa. All right, our last one. I don't know why it says B here. It should say D. There's an invisible number there. It's negative 3x plus what? Plus 0. Okay? So what is my slope and what is my y-intercept? Negative 3 over 1, and my y-intercept? 0, 0. So let's start at 0, 0. Someone give me some suggestions here. Negative 3 over 1, where do I go? Down how far? Down 3 and over 1. Then go backwards. Pretty steep line. Would you ever snow ski on that steep of a slope? Probably not. Would this be considered a steep slope to snow ski on? Okay. This is more like skydiving off a cliff. But you better jump out a long ways. So it goes through at 0, so the y-intercept is 0. This goes through at 4, so the y-intercept is 4. Questions? All right, as we're looking down here,